You have a vice presidential candidate in mind?
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet.
It's just
Oprah. I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice.
Oprah.
Oprah, your competitor, right?
Oprah's a competitor.
You know what?
No
I'll tell you, she's really a great woman, though. She is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special.
Who says you can't go home again? We're now so fired up, we can't wait to leave here and do something. And what we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And could you imagine Trump back in 1999 sitting across from Larry King, glowing with all the enthusiasm of a guy who just discovered spray tan, says he'd pick Oprah Winfrey as his running mate if he ever ran for president?
I mean, if she'd do it, she'd be fantastic. I mean, she's popular, she's brilliant, she's a wonderful woman. I mean, if she'd ever do it, I don't know that she'd ever do it. She's got,
you'd ask her.
She'd be sort of like me. I mean, I have a lot of things going. She's got a lot of things going.
What a ticket
that would be a pretty good ticket, but she's a very exceptional woman.
Oprah, can you picture it? Fast forward to today, and Oprah's not just declining the invite, she's actively stumping against his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, at the Democratic National Convention.
I am so honored to have been asked to speak on tonight's theme about what matters most to me, to you, and all of us Americans: freedom.
Yeah, Trump, you didn't exactly win her over.
There are people who want you to see our country as a nation of us against them, people who want to scare you, who want to rule you, people who'd have you believe that books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe.
And to top it off, she's out there firing up the crowd by reminding them that Vance once insulted a whole demographic, calling Democrats childless cat ladies.
We are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No, we just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady, well, we try to get that cat out too.
Nice one, JD. I'm sure that really helping out with the voter outreach. I imagine it's like he's trying to see how many people he can piss off before November. Speaking of pissing people off, J.D. Vance continues his awkward tour of America, this time failing to impress anyone at a donut shop. You'd think a Yale-educated senator would be able to manage a simple photo op, but nope. The guy looks more out of place than a snowman in July. The employees weren't impressed, and honestly, neither were we.
How long are you working?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
This is the guy Trump's pinned his entire hopes and dreams on. Now, let's talk about the cherry on top, Mike Pence. Remember him? The loyal vice president who stood by Trump through thick and thin until Trump sent an angry mob after him on January the 6th, literally chanting to hang him? Yeah, that tends to strain a relationship. Pence recently confirmed he won't be endorsing Trump in 2024. Shocker, right? Hard to blame him, though. It's difficult to back a guy who watched a mob hunt you down on live TV, shoveling Big Macs into his mouth and yelling for more Diet Coke. This is the kind of boss who probably shouldn't be getting another shot at the Oval Office.
And by the way, J.D. Vance, do you understand why there was a sudden job opening for running mate on the GOP ticket? They tried to kill your predecessor.
But what does J.D. Vance have to say about all of this? When Jake Tapper asked him point blank if the whole "Let's Hang Mike Pence" episode gave him any reservations about being Trump's running mate, Vance's response was as awkward as his donut shop visit.
Do you have any reservations at all taking the ticket, taking the opportunity to serve as a vice presidential nominee, given what happened to Vice President Pence on January 6th?
No, not at all, Jake. And look, I can't help but laugh at what Jamie Raskin said. These are people who somehow always make themselves the victims.
He laughed it off, then pivoted to talking about economic issues, completely missing the point, or maybe just dodging it because he knows there's no good answer. I mean, how do you spin "they tried to kill your predecessor" into a positive? Spoiler alert, you don't. But Vance is giving it his best shot, even if it lands like a lead balloon. And just when you think the circus can't get any weirder, in comes Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy who went undercover at the DNC to yell at a 12-year-old. Yes, you heard that right. A grown man sneaking around a political convention to harass a kid, only to get schooled in the process. That's the level of maturity and sophistication we've come to expect from Trump's circle.
That's in your state. You want to know more in your state?
So
they just found 257,000 votes. This happened last week. A judge ruled in Georgia that are missing from the 2020 election.
Yeah. So
this just came out. You're behind. You should.
So your source is Trust Me, bro? That's your source? Yeah.
This is your Georgia.
Thanks, buddy. I'm okay. He provided no facts, no sources. So I'm confused as to why his source was Trust Me, bro.
Mike Lindell just got rolled by a 12-year-old.
Meanwhile, over at the DNC, Tim Walz gave a speech so powerful that even the usually composed MSNBC crew got up in their seats and started clapping and stamping like they were at a rock concert. Compare that to the GOP's vibes: awkward photo ops, embarrassing outbursts, and the VP candidate who's okay with taking the job, even if it means possibly following in Pence's almost hanged footsteps. And let's not forget Bill O'Reilly, who recently said Republicans caught a break by facing Kamala Harris instead of Michelle Obama. You know you're in trouble when your side is breathing a sigh of relief because they think they've got the easier opponent. But then again, it's hard to feel too confident when your candidate's biggest accomplishment in recent weeks is not completely screwing up a donut order. So, here's where we stand. Trump's campaign is a dumpster fire. His vice president pick can't connect with voters, Pence won't endorse him, and even his allies are out there making fools of themselves. Meanwhile, the energy, the momentum, the excitement are all on the side of the Democrats. It's a clear choice, folks. Let's make sure that we're all out there voting this November to send these clowns packing, because that's what they deserve. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.